Welcome back to my channel. Here's a little tour of our new house. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you want to see the raw footage of my videos, come check it out. So here's the new house as we walk down the driveway. And it's a pretty long driveway, which is going to be annoying and has been annoying since it's so late. We did have a snowstorm to shovel out and things, but it is nice as well just because it's kind of deep in there. As you can see, we got a little area down there that we can drive down. It used to be a tennis court with previous owners many past years, but the immediate previous owners used it as a parking lot, little driveway area. You can see there's the net that used to be part of that tennis court area. We have a well over here, and just pretty much awesomeness. As we continue down, we start seeing the house. That first glimpse down that room, that's actually an indoor pool, not usable. It's been defunct for over 20 years now, but that's still, the hole is still there, and you can still see broken lining and things. Then you come to the rest of the house, little 3-car garage. That's the front door, and it's not the door we usually use to get in and out, but it's still good. There's a little roof line there just to kind of show you some of the windows, roof line, how it works, and not works, but how it looks. And there's the house itself coming into the 3-car garage, 2-car garage there on the left that you see that has access to the actual house, and then kind of a utility shed not driveway, but garage there. And go into the 2-car garage area with our service panel and some things left by the previous owners. They did ask us if we could leave them, and we just said yeah, we were fine with that. A little table, and then we walk into the basement. Here's where the utilities are. You've got that blue thing is a coal furnace. Was usable, but it's not really usable because the chimney needs to be cleaned, and that'll be expensive and relined. But there's the main boiler, natural gas boiler, and tankless water heater in there. And again, there's that coal furnace that we have there that who knows what we'll do with. Definitely won't use it. But here's part of the basement, little area on the side here. Turn on the light, and we've got that little area there, bench and some cubbies and things to use. For storage and whatnot, little, work benches kind of thing in the basement. Shelves, a utility sink, which is nice. And then we go through this little hobbit door. Yes, it is pretty small, and so we got a duck, and that's why you see all the things from the previous owners. Oh, ugly dude alert. There I am. And here's the foyer, vestibule, whatever you want to call it, from that front door that I showed earlier. A nice little closet, coat closet. Cool little coat hangers, a couple of them being ducks. Here's the stairs. We actually recently took off the carpeting. Oh, let me go back to the awesome coat hangers that are ducks. So that's pretty cool that they put those there. He did put a table up there that he would put Christmas tree on. I actually took that down, so we got rid of that. As I was saying about the stairs, we took off the carpeting. Next thing we're going to do with that is sand it down and stain it. There's a look to our driveway that we came down. In that door there is not a garage, office, but here's the main living room area. Ugly dude there. I don't know, it's a see-through maybe called, but that's the fireplace, and it goes through to the library on the other side that we'll get to. Some antique things here that they left, but wood floor, nice big windows. Nice bright tall ceilings as well. Pretty neat chandelier there, like should belong in a castle or something. You can see some of the exposed beams that they have. So really cool. A house was built in 1841, and the main part built in 1841 that we're in now, and then parts of it were added on to. Here's a little office space that my wife uses. Used to be a skylight up top there, that little thing there, but they had to cover it over and put a new roof on it. So got to put some insulation and things in there to make it work, because that's definitely straight to the roof. So it gets pretty cold in there. but still pretty nice looking office and usable office. We go here to the library that I mentioned, which has again the fireplace. On this side it has a gas fireplace, but I've been told it's more of ambiance than actual heat. They left some displays there of music stuff in that cupboard, but there it is of the library. Then we come to a half bath hallway. Alright, but again, here's a half bath, the hallway into the half bath. This hallway also connects to the living room that we were just in, and the cool thing the previous owners did was embed these snowshoes in there, which is really cool. We love that look there. Here's the dining room. It's got the nice wainscoting, some old wallpaper, but also some huge, just great windows, doors, and the huge ceiling. You know, they don't do that kind of molding type stuff anymore, which we've been told by so many people that's come through. So it's kind of neat to have that feature in there. Yeah, but again, you know, old house. It's definitely drafty, as you know, you like to say. So it is on the colder side, and figure out things. Then we come into our kitchen, which has a nice little island. Again, there's the living room, just to kind of show you what it looks like. Here's the island. Looks like a little 70s color scheme countertop, but pretty neat island with a built-in butcher's blackboard there, old style stove top, a little fireplace there. They call it a pizza oven. There's another bar, dry bar, or maybe wet bar because it's got a sink, but drawer area there. And again, the fireplace, they call it pizza oven. My thought was years ago is probably how they heated it. That's the hood to get the fumes and smoke out and things when you're cooking, to get it out. It's pretty neat. Pretty old still there too. We have on the left a freezer, fridge and freezer, refrigerator, and then just an upright freezer, which we've changed, and I'll get to a video about that later. We've got the built-in oven, small little microwave there, and then you can look out into the driveway. There are the stairs that go to the upstairs, obviously, which we have 3 bedrooms upstairs, a full bath, and attic space up there. So as you walk through, we have carpeting there, but we eventually going to take that off as well, stain the flooring underneath, sand it down, stain it, things. Nice little chandelier as we walk up, nice old railings, obviously grandfathered in because they're short, and the railings in between, sorry, I'm blanking on what they're called, and the ballasts or whatever in between are a little bit too wide. But again, grandfathered in, being an old house there. This first part is the little attic space. There's attic up. That's not really for storage, but more insulation. But this is all storage, and it goes pretty deep, which is nice. Again, there's the little thing where you can get into the upper attic, and, you know, insulation and stuff like that. Here's one of the bedrooms here, and I'll get to a video because we've actually taken out the carpeting there and put in some laminate flooring that my wife and I did on our own, and I'll get into specifics about it. But here's looking into, I guess, this side yard, you know, the way the house is laid out, and this looks onto the driveway again from that window. Here we get into the closet, which is actually pretty large because it kind of goes length. It does get, you know, the ceiling goes along with the ceiling stuff, slopes down, but pretty large, pretty good size for a child's bedroom type deal, or anyone. And ugly dude alert there. And we go through, we go into the next bedroom, probably be the master bedroom. It's got 3 closets actually. You see the 2 closets here, and it has a little balcony, which is really nice, really neat to be looking out into the yard and getting some sunlight in. But here's one of the closets, here's another closet, and then there's a smaller closet behind the door here. So you know, I want to say it's 2.5 closets. You could say it's 2.5 closets there. And then a little bureau dresser that they left here, which is cool, and the lights that they left as well. Pretty neat lights that are there. So that's how I'd say the master bedroom. Here is the full bath, which has a nice countertop, a nice big countertop, copper sink there. We actually redid that shower recently, so I'll get to a video of showing that new shower. And here's another bedroom, which is also big. Maybe you want to say it's another master bedroom, but it's very large. Got a little step down, some railings, another little bureau dresser that they left, which is beautiful. Gets used quite a bit, and a closet space and built-in shelving. So there is the upstairs part. And again, 3 bedrooms, 1 full bath up there, half bath down here in the kitchen, living room, library, dining room area. Quite nice. And then we walk over to the next part. Nice small little microwave there and more cabinet space. Lots of cabinet space between everything. Little archway to go into a transition area, but also our laundry room area. On the right here, we got a little bit of a pantry that I've changed out the lighting for, so we'll get to that. That plug goes to the microwave. Over on the left here is the washer and dryer area. Pretty neat, nice behind a curtain, but also got some accessible things and more cabinet space. Skylight up there, excuse me, pretty neat cabinet space. And then this doorway goes out to the patio to my left there, but a nice little area. Cool little picnic table that's like, I never counted, but octagon I think shape. You can correct me on that in the comments below. And then we come into what we call our family room, TV room. Little built-in bureau there, pretty neat. Little area there, nice wood flooring, some lighting, Tiffany style light there, which is beautiful that they left. And then we've got a nice 3-season room with a big slider door there, and awesome, again, 3-seasons room there to look out and enjoy, you know, the nature and the trees and everything out there. You can open those windows and get a nice little breeze through there in the summer days. And then we've got the nice beams up top in this family room area, little connection area. And then as we walk in here, it actually walks into what used to be a barn area. You got a half door there. So here's a little bar area. They call it, the previous owners call it a galley, as they have all these boat paraphernalia and items throughout that they left for school. We love that little boat thing. Not that they were boating people or anything, but it was really neat and we loved it there. And then there's another closet on the other side that has storage space, which is cool. Showing you the door, which does a half door kind of thing, which is neat. Haven't really used it as a half door, but we do have that option. Now continuing on to the galley. Again, here's that little storage space, so a little bit more storage space, and it's just not there. It kind of goes deeper into this, deeper up and into the walls there, which is nice. And then we've got that nice big window, so heading down the stairs and to what we call the game room, but again, it was the galley for the previous owners. They left a pool table, which is all working condition, looks great. A fridge that's built into the wall there. Doesn't work anymore, so gotta fix that. Some counter space and cabinet space. Here's the door we usually use to get in and outside of the house, next to the third garage there. A piano that they left, which is cool. It's not in the greatest of conditions, but it works, kind of. But it's just cool to kind of have as well. So that again leads to that third garage, which is kind of more of a storage unit area. Here's another view of the piano and another door that leads outside with a little deck area. And then continuing on to past the pool table here and downstairs, and this is that pool that I was telling you about. They covered it over with flooring and used it as a workout gym. But underneath that flooring is, the actual pool. Again, not filled with anything, but it's there, and unfortunately just not useful. Little sauna area that used to be a kennel area, another half bath, another shot of an ugly dude. But there used to be a sauna, used to be a kennel area where they let dogs out, used to be a stage there that they played music on, dressing rooms in here in this area, and a utility closet where the pool stuff used to be. So here's dressing room 1, another ugly dude sighting, yay. Alright, and then moving on to number 2, dressing room area, same kind of idea, look to it. Ugly dude in mirror, mirror, little broken door, but that's all right. And then here's the utility closet area that used to house the pool mechanicals and things, but no longer does. Got some piping in there still, but who knows where it goes and things, and how well it is. We did try to figure out if we could revive the pool, but they said we'd probably have to do it, not we, but they'd have to do it as a brand new one. So it'd be pretty expensive, and then the upkeep of it. Some more storage area, some shelving things, and another little room that I'm actually recording and doing my office stuff in. They call it, used to be the gym there, and they made the bigger area the gym. But now I got this room, which again is my office space where I'm recording and editing all the video stuff that I do, and do my music stuff in here, my podcasts and things of that sort. And then nice big window that's out, looks out, not leads out, but looks out. So get some lighting in there. And there's a door here that is, kind of useful. Although there's an outer door that has a little latch that's locked from the outside, so it doesn't quite work as easily. So it's double locked, and I found that out when I was recording this video and taking the tour. That was on the other side. So that's the tour. There's some other videos I'll do tours of, because there's a little bit of the outside that I'm going to do next, and a little bit of the third garage area that I didn't get to do in this video. So comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see more of, and see you next time. Take care.